Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I wish those cameras would show the crowd. They don't do that. You know, we had people standing. It is seriously cold outside. Do we agree? Seriously. And they were standing outside for hours. You're tough up here. You're tough up here. Not a lot of people could do that. And we waited like a little while. We had to get everybody, and it's packed. This is a record crowd, and it's just packed. But we had to get them in. We had to get them in. Folks, we have a revolution going on. People are tired and they're sick of the stupidity that we're seeing coming out of Washington. They're sick and tired of it. Sick and disgusted. And I'm disgusted. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And by the way, be careful, because we made Iran a real power. We gave them $150 billion. Now think of it. Think of it. And now they want more. So we gave them, think of this, if you really look at it, what they've done. We gave them... You see, I'm not allowed to say that. So, good job. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But we gave them $150 billion. We didn't get our prisoners back at all. We didn't get anything. We got nothing. We'd go in and say, we need this point. They'd say no. And we'd say, oh, let's go into the next one. We didn't win anything. They self-inspect. How about that? And where they don't self-inspect, they have 24 days to give you the area. And that 24 days could start in a long time before the clock starts ticking. What's going on is crazy. And then I said to myself, what a deal. What a deal. How we give them $150 billion and everything else. Everything else. And we don't even get our 4 great people back that don't deserve to be there. One is there because he's a minister, he's a pastor. I mean, they don't deserve to be there, folks. And now they want to start a negotiation for the prisoners. Can you believe it? So now we're going to have to start, and they want a lot. They've informed us they want a lot. These are amateurs. This is rank amateur. It's something. I tell you what, actually, it's hard to believe. So I used to say it was incompetent. Then I said, you know, I went to an Ivy League school. And it's interesting because the press say, oh, I'm plain spoken. I'm not. My uncle, for many years, was a professor at MIT. You know, we're all smart people. We are really smart. Nobody plain. I believe I have the smartest audience of anybody. Nobody close. I really believe it. Nobody close. No, there's nobody close. And we understand what's going on. But think of it. So about 2 weeks ago, I started saying, well, wait a minute. This is the greatest deal I've ever seen, the Iran deal. One of the great deals I've ever seen. One of the dumbest deals I've ever seen negotiated. Kerry has no idea what the hell he's doing. He comes from your parts. I blame you. I blame you. He comes right from the area. I mean, I have to blame you. We'll blame, hey, New Hampshire, let's blame Massachusetts for Kerry. So, no, I mean, the deal he made is just incredible. But think of what they're getting. So they get the deal. They get all of the things that they're getting. There'll be a nuclear power quickly. They're rich as hell. Now they're going to be fighting everybody. But what else do they get that we never talked about? They get Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. And they've been after Iraq forever. Forever. They've been fighting. You know, they were equal powers. And they go this way, that way, this way, that way. They go home and rest for a couple of years, then they start fighting again. We decapitated Iraq, and I was always against. I'm the most militaristic person in this room, except for that guy. Except for that guy. Now, I see one guy, that guy might have it. I am the most militaristic person in this room. And we're going to make our military, just like they said. I never saw the piece that they just played. I want to see if it's any good. Is it any good? I don't know. We've never done it. First time. It's the first time we've ever played. I said, would it be, you know, I'd like to see it before you put it on. But I heard backstage, and it talks about, you know, the military. We're going to make our military so big, so strong, so powerful that nobody is going to mess with us. Nobody. Nobody. And we're going to take care of our vets like they're supposed to be taken care of, by the way. Because they're not being taken care of. So, when you think about it, Iran not only made a great deal, but they also got something that they've wanted forever. They got, and in the old days, they didn't want it for the oil, they just wanted it. But now, they also want it for the oil. Remember this. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. USA, USA, USA. You know, it really is amazing. And we have to a certain extent, be a little bit ashamed of ourselves, because for the last 8 years, we should have been doing the same thing. We should have been doing the exact same thing. Oh, there's a remnant. There's a remnant left over. Yeah, maybe get the remnant out. Yeah, get the remnant out. Thank you. It is incredible, isn't it, though, folks? And, you know, it's actually, if you think about it, it's very rude. It really is very rude. But I remember when Bernie Sanders, when they took over his microphone, that's not happening with Trump, folks. That's not happening with Trump. Remember that? Wasn't that a pathetic scene? This is going to be our leader. I mean, I don't want to have to help Hillary. Although, in a certain way, I'd rather run against Hillary. I don't know. But I have to say, that scene when he lost control of his mic was pathetic. And this is what we have leading our country. No, not here. Not here. So remember this. What they did, we should have been doing for many years. We should have been doing it. Why didn't we do it? It's ridiculous. But here's the story. If I spoke to those young people, now they may have a problem. They may have that. They may have something else. Because why would they do it? What's going on there? They don't even know what they're asking for. But I guarantee if we sit down with some of them within a short period of time, what are we asking? We want our country to be great again. We want jobs to be brought back. I mean, you know, there's really nothing radical. We want good health care. Obamacare is a disaster. We're going to repeal it and replace it. We want good health care. Think of it. We want a strong military. We want to be protected. Now, maybe they'll say, oh, well, we don't want to be protected. Or maybe they'll say, well, we don't want health care. Maybe they'll say, who cares about Social Security? We're going to save Social Security, folks. We're not going to change the deal on you. We're not going to change the deal. We're going to save it. And, you know, when you think of it, all of the different things that we all want, you would think they'd want. And it's very simple. So, is that a friend or a foe? I didn't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're all friends. We're all friends. You know, I tell people, sometimes I'll be rough. I'll say, get him out of here. It's true. And the press will go, he was so mean. And then one time, 2 weeks later, I said, it was a rough person. I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. Treat him really, really nicely. And I got criticized for being too nice. What's going on back there? Isn't this more fun than a regular boring rally? Seriously. Isn't this? To me, it's fun. And you know what? We have a lot more time than they have, because right now they're being sent out into the cold. You know? And it is true, though, if you could talk to these people, we would, I mean, unless they have bad intentions, which is possible, or unless they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, you would think that they'd want to see a strong country, great health care, all of these things that we talk about all of the time. Strong borders. And by the way, we will build a wall. We're going to have a strong border. We're going to have a strong border. And up in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, you have a tremendous problem with drugs. You know where much of that's coming from. We're going to stop it, and we're going to work with the people that really have had the problem, and we're going to try, like hell, to get them better, because they have to get better. But you know where that stuff is coming from? They're not going to be sending it over so easy anymore, folks. They're not going to be sending it, because you have a tremendous problem up here. Tremendous. You have the heroin problem up here. It's incredible. And it's funny, when I come to different locations, I go to different locations, they don't talk about it so much. I come up to New Hampshire, I come up to Mass, no matter what, the first question, the second question is heroin and what's going on. People don't even get it. I mean, they look at it, they don't get it. We're going to put an end to it to a large extent. To a large extent, we're going to put an end to it. We're going to work on it. It's a serious problem up here. So we get these big crowds. We have the tremendous support. We have the polls that are going through the roof. I'll read them in a little while. Boy, I love to read them. You know, you'll know I'm number 2 if I ever stop reading polls, right? But look at what happened. People wonder why. And look at last week. You saw what they passed, right? The budget. I didn't even know it went so fast. It went so quickly. And you look at it. They want to fund Obamacare, fund Planned Parenthood, fund global warming, fund the Syrian refugee program where they're going to pour into the country. They got everything. I'm saying, where are the Republicans? Where are the leadership? There's no leadership. They got everything. And it was done so quickly. It was done like, it seemed like it was done in 24 hours. It was done. Right? It was done so quickly. Those days are over. We're going to do something in Washington that maybe has never been done before. You know, they're saying what's happened with us, and it's not me. I'm a messenger in a sense. It's all of us. It's a movement. I'm telling you, it's a movement. It's a movement. People used to call it the silent majority. We're not silent anymore, folks. We can't be silent anymore. We're the noisy majority. We're not silent anymore. We're not going to take it anymore. We're not taking it. They remind me a little bit of Hillary. Yeah. No energy, no stamina, no strength. Yeah. True. So we have a ways to go. We'll get to Hillary. You know, a poll came out today where I beat Hillary, and I'll beat Hillary. Look, we haven't even focused on her yet. We haven't even talked about her much. I've been too busy focusing on these. We had 17. Now we're down to 14. A lot of people dropping out. This guy, Jeb Bush, he does commercials. He's in favor of Common Core. Think of it. He's in favor of Common Core. He says they come over the border as an act of love. How about that one? An act of love. Tell that to the people that were killed. It was an act of love, all right? So I look at what's happened, and I look at the people that I'm running against. Some I like, some I don't like so much. I'm not supposed to say that politically. It's not politically correct. But we gave up now, folks, on political correctness because we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. We truly don't have enough time. So just to conclude, because we were very rudely interrupted with Iran. Horrible deal. But what did they get? What did they get? They got Iraq. And now what are they looking for? They're looking for Saudi Arabia, folks. You know, I've been very, very good at predicting things. I said take the oil. For 3 years I've been saying, 4 years, take the oil, take the oil. They never took it. Now they want to take the oil. But I said take it and keep it and give some of it in terms of the form of money and profit to the veterans and the families that have lost people, which is peanuts compared to what we're talking about. I said take the oil and keep it, not just blow it up. And honestly, these people don't understand. For instance, when I say build a wall, and then I always say, and who's going to pay for the wall? Mexico. No, Mexico's going to pay for the wall. And the people that are up on the stage will say, they won't pay. Why would they pay for the wall? You know why? Because they make a fortune with us every year. We give them a lot of money. Our trade imbalance, our trade deficit with Mexico is enormous. By comparison, the wall is peanuts. We're going to build. Now, then they say you can't build a wall. I'm really good at building things. I'm the best. I'm the best. What I do is build. And I build under budget, and I build ahead of schedule, under schedule. I build good. And I'll tell you, we're going to have a beautiful wall. It's going to be a real wall. It's going to go nice and high. And it's going to look good because someday they'll name it the Trump wall probably, you know. But when I say to the politicians that Mexico's going to pay, and they even come back and see me, and you know, they're friendly. They say, Don, you're not going to be able to get them to pay. I say, so easy. It's so easy. It's like I tell the story about Ford, right? Ford's building a $2.5 billion plant in Mexico. What do we get out of it? We get nothing. They close up factories in Michigan and other places. We get nothing out of it. They're building it, and I would tell them, folks, you're going to sell cars to us. You just let all those jobs go. Yeah, get them out, please. You know the sad part, it's such a small group of people. We have thousands of people here. We set a record in the history of this, and tomorrow the headlines will be protesters. That's what it's going to be.